G'day, Kev. We've got Dave here. Dave Collins.
Hey, Kev.
There's quite the local identity around the area here. You can see he's been here all his life. He's dressed up for the auspicious occasion to give us a quick tour of what he's got in the place. And as you'll see in a minute, he's a ripping fella, a character. He's got quite a few aliases around here, some that aren't for publication. So
I'll just make a statement now that I'm the oldest grandson of the last arrowroot miller and farmer in the whole of Australia. And that's a fact.
No, I don't even know what that means, mate. But
It'll confuse a lot of people, but
I'm impressed.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've heard these names. You're known as the Silver Stallion, the Sheik of
Alberton.
Alberton.
The man from Pimpama River.
And
I was born on the Pimpama River, I'll have you know. Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Born with a giant mud crab in your nappy?
That's right. Yep. Mum couldn't get back from hospital quick enough at Southport to catch a fresh load of muddies, to celebrate. That was a day. That was a big day.
So tell us about your collection. You've got stuff here for a long time.
I'm a farm boy from Norwell there. I did my apprenticeship on John Deere tractors and I can't help myself but collect them.
Yep.
But I don't restore everything, and I think I'm going to be 60 next year, and it'd be great to see other people like carry the tradition on and use them, or
get a crack at having one.
That's right. Yeah. I'm never going to live long enough to restore every one of them. So
you go through this acquisition time where you actually buy stuff and you see stuff and you think, oh, I love that, and then becomes a project. And then you've sort of half started a lot of them, got a lot of them finished, some of them, and this is sort of now at the stage where you say, right, time to go.
Just too many things to do and not enough time. Yeah.
There's some great stuff here, mate.
Oh,
you don't realise how, it's hard to find, and your knowledge on them for
I'm not a super guru, but I know enough to get myself into trouble. But
we rate that a super guru.
But no one can outsmart me about the growing and milling of arrowroot flour in Australia. Only my Uncle Clarence. But anyway, that's another story.
Is he still around?
Yeah, he's down at Norwell. He's still milking cows. Cousin Troy's milking, a couple of them head. Auntie Isabel helps. And
so if we went there now and we had a quick yarn to him, would he declare you the second best arrowroot farmer?
He would indeed. He would, without a doubt. And Uncle Clarence would do that 100%. Many a day I spent in the field with him harvesting or in the mill repairing, and with my dad, my granddad, and my brothers. And that was more fun than milking the cows. We had a sawmill too. We used to cut them. Granddad and Dad cut the local farmers' timber, so we have a bit of a thing for sawmills too. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us what we've got here, mate.
Right over here is a fine Deutz German-built farm tractor.
Yep.
Bought by neighbour down the road here, Mr. Bevan Aggett, back in 1976-ish. Farm with it. All he ever had, him use was Deutz tractors. That's the first Deutz I've ever owned. It's a classic. It's air-cooled, no radiator hoses, chalk and cheese air on the tyres, and it'd be great to go to a good home. This is a Model G John Deere roll crop tractor, not to be confused with a utility tractor or a broad acre tractor. It has been, the camshaft was playing up, so anyway, it comes with all the accessories, so Pat tells me.
What about the back wheel?
The back wheel is over there in the grass.
Oh, it is flat. There you go, sir. Back wheel's over here. Look. Lot number 12,
yep.
Yeah, look at that.
I am a John Deere mechanic many years ago, but these were older than I've worked on. I couldn't tell you for sure, but it's a good tractor if you put all the parts back together. Right. It has 3-point linkage and a power takeoff if you want to send the wife mowing grass. This young fella here comes from a man called Ray down in Nerang. We're away on a sojourn up in Fraser Island with a group of fellas, and we got to talking and having a few quiet beverages.
Yep.
And Ray was interested. I had a Morris car and he had a David Brown tractor, so we done a swap. Ideally, I'd like to keep it and restore it in Ray's honour, but my days on the planet are getting shorter. Young Andrew knows a bit of story about Mr. David Brown.
So great sooner, David Brown, actually, a lot of people probably don't know, but David, another one here, Kev. So David Brown, as an implement, in their golden era, they bought Aston Martin, didn't they?
That's correct, that's right, yes.
Hence the DB1, David Brown, Aston Martin DB1, so DB1, DB2, all from the tractor man.
This here tractor was delivered brand new with a Don Mizzy cane harvester. That was a long story, they attached the side rather off. It's been driven probably 95% of its life by young ladies. Les only had daughters and they all drove his farm and worked his farm.
Yeah.
This tractor is a classic. Yeah, it needs some work done to it, but it's an original local tractor.
Yeah, okay. Now what about this?
So one of my old transport mates, Neville Palmwell, bought this, I think he said in the late 60s, but he's getting a bit old now and he could be a little bit wrong, but I'm guessing I seen it probably 30, 40 years ago. Neville used this in his transport operation, and he used to make Cliffy Wilson, a local fella. Cliffy's been around forever. Great man with the welder, absolute legend.
Right, to mention here.
He used to use this as a crane in the yard to do repairs and so on.
But mate, what about Middle America?
Andrew Kevin here. Actually, this isn't Middle America. This tractor here was assembled in the Lance Bull. Anyone that knows anything about John Deere tractors, Lance Bulldog was acquired by the John Deere Tractor Company. These tractors were manufactured in the 80s. The engine's built in France. The rest of the tractor is assembled and made in the Lance Bulldog factory. The pure John Deere fellas would tell you there's probably more to the story.
So France, Northern Territory.
Yeah, that's right. So this tractor's a global tractor for anyone that didn't know.
What about this one?
This here's the American. This was the new generation John Deeres. After they finished making these 2 cylinders, they designed these. This was the second biggest John Deere on the planet back in the 61 to 63-ish when they started making them. Great tractor. I bought it out of Maryborough in Victoria, probably 18 years ago. My mate Dave brought it back up here. It starts, it runs, the clutch is jammed, like it won't release. It has 3-point linkage, but it does start and run. It's a great old tractor, but once again, it'd be great to go to someone that could take it to the next level.
Does your clutch always release, your own clutch?
Sometimes it's a bit sticky.
Is it?
This one here is a Chamberlain, designed and built by the Chamberlain Family Corporation in Western Australia.
Yep.
But once again, the Chamberlain fellas will know exactly what it is.
That offset steer was pretty famous.
That's right, yeah. You could take the wife, missus,
the girlfriend,
the girlfriend, all that to town or to plough.
What about the McCormick?
The tractor seems to be all there. I haven't started to run it, but it's
a great centrepiece, isn't it? Like
it is.
You got a wedding venue, or you got a place, a 5-acre, 10-acre block, and you can really build something around it.
It's really
classic Australian.
Classic Australiana, and this is how many farms were cultivated, and people's empires were built off the back of these. This is not quite, but close to a team of horses.
And a good project.
And a good simple project. That's right, correct. And the parts are still readily available.
And what about these alloy trailers? What percentage zinc and oxide and copper are they?
Oh, that's got magnesium in it and a bit of bauxite. This was probably drawn out of the ground here in Australia back in the 60s, possibly, and sent off to a foreign company.
By horse-drawn bullocks?
Just after that. I'll show you the truck they used to draw. That's coming up. And this is for the starter pack for the young family that's just wants to get into the industry.
Just a garden mulch weekender.
That's right. Yeah, like on the weekends you can be carting a bit of mulch for your neighbours, and these days you need a bit of extra money to keep the family afloat and pay the mortgage. So that's a great starter pack, this one. Kevy, this bucket here was attached to an excavator I once loved dearly, but went off to a project unsupervised on a bit of a wet hire situation and caught fire and burnt to the ground.
But you got the bucket, but it's goldfish and tadpoles going.
That's right. We were thinking about running a few river mullet in there, but the salt's down a bit, so we can't quite do that. It does work. It's fully functional. I've used it. This International Scout Terra Ute, I think it's a 76 model. Spend a fair bit of money on it.
So that's a full rebuild. You've totally finished.
Well, totally, yeah. It's not top level concourse, but by all means it's been right through. An old Kiwi fella did it for us, spent a couple months on it. It's all been done. The brakes, my cousin's a mechanic, got a shop, he's done the brakes on it, got new tyres. I've found the original Scout hubcaps at an old mate I know who's been in Scouts for the last 50 years.
Tell us now, this was part of like a nuclear program you had going somewhere?
Yeah, we had
this is the preppers, the local Alberton Doomsday Preppers Association?
Yeah, well, for both people, we were trying to get a president, but it was a bit hard. No one wanted to take the task on because of the exposure to the all sorts of things. You get, you could grow an extra nostril or something. But so you'll notice it's been modified here to keep all that hot pieces so you don't get burnt when you're running this engine. It's a genuine Rolls-Royce 8 cylinders. Now count that, Kevin. You want to be a diesel fitter, and you can count. That is the real thing. So inline 8-cylinder Rolls-Royce engine with a vast amount of capacity, electricity generated on the back of it. And
you can own that Rolls-Royce you've always wanted to have.
That's right. If anyone that ever wanted a Rolls-Royce, this is a budget pack starter kit, and guaranteed to give you a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So all these tractors have been here basically all your life. You've had them in or around you this whole time.
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing story.
Yeah. This one was delivered 72-ish, I'm guessing, to the local Zultman brothers. They used the farm with, and Nev Palmer, who I bought the crane off.
Yep.
I think I've finished paying you for it. Anyway, he'll tell me if I haven't. This tractor is standard tractor of this district. Back in the day, we had two of them.
They're a big tractor then too,
Yeah,
aren't they?
indeed. Yeah. You could plough with it. You could put a front end loader on it. We had one on an arrowroot harvester at home. We had two of them, brand new, delivered to the farm. And great, robust, sound tractor. This one obviously needs some work done, but it's a great local tractor, and be ashamed to see it go. But yeah.
Now here we are, the piece de resistance, mate. We've all seen a movie. We've all seen footage out of, the
Tom Cruise.
Oh, even the Ratchet Brook, the whole. Tell us a bit about Blitzes and where they started.
Right, so as much as I know, they were designed by the English and manufactured in Canada. This one here is a Ford Blitz. It has the V8 side valve motor in it. It's a great sounding engine. This would have went to war or would have been army surplus in the day.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure the year build, but
early, was it 40s?
I'll be 40 sometime. Yep. There was a lot of them made, and when they come back after the war, a lot of fellas bought them and used them as log trucks, jinkers, farm tractors, take the pigs to market, prime movers. Like, they were a great truck.
And that again, you put that in a piece around a venue, a go-to an Airbnb at the back, or a cafe or something funky on the corner. You put tables around. It's just a piece of people.
It really
nostalgic
is nostalgic Australia. Like, you could put a food barbecue on the back of it. Although it's petrol, you better be careful. But it's a great piece. You're right. You're dead right. Yep.
Right, something here, mate. Now we all said when I seen that, it takes a certain sort of person to just watch this sort of landscape grow over time. So sometimes you're tempted to go to the barber on this, or you're tempted just to aesthetically change it, but it's just a good look, isn't it?
It's become that much of an icon that Julie used to tell me to fix it and get it going. Now the plants are growing on it, she's become attached to it, so I'm not sure.
Is it a bit of Michael Jackson, or?
Yeah, a bit of that 70s Jackson era. Yeah, like a bit of moonwalking. It's a classic little machine. It just needs a starter, mate. It does start and run. Once again, too many projects, and classic Bobcat, American-made Bobcat. We
might do a bit of something with it, so we won't tell anyone what that it is in the year and make and stuff. We might put up a prize or a bit of a gift for someone, maybe 20 kilos of the of prawns down the road or something.
Well, we can give you some nice river mullet.
Some river mullet?
River mullet, yeah. The best tasting fish on the planet, yeah. Okay. Ask my mum, she'll tell you.
Your mum will tell us. I think when we first come out here, Dave, I missed that and we said, what's in there?
It's a classic Australian truck. It's a shame once again, too busy, too many things, too many projects. W model Kenworth, approximately 82 model, 3406B engine, 15 speed, 6 rod suspension, heavy spec.
It's a shame to chop it down just to give you an authentic look of where it is.
That's where it is, yeah.
That's where it's being collected. Yep. That was going to be a project, but that is a famous Aussie truck, isn't it?
It is indeed. I'd like to say you put a battery to drive it out, but it's not the case.
The first thing you need is a chainsaw.
That'd be number one is a sharp chainsaw. I have some of them.
Yeah, no, we'll knock the trees down.
Yep.
Will you be wearing that outfit later on down to the Gem Hotel?
I will indeed. The locals expect the mayor to turn up in his proper attire, and I'll be blessed and warmed with open arms.
And have you ever had done a sermon at a local establishment here on a Sunday?
Not on a Sunday, but on a Friday night, I'd like to get in early and usually become inspirational from the locals' input, and then I could make accordingly decisions based on their facts.
It's been a pleasure, mate. You're a good man, Dave. You're a good man.